Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Curtis, and today I'm going to do a review for The Oval, Season 6, Episode 13. So, the episode started where the last one ended. If you all remember, Sharon, she was on the phone talking to Dale. Once she got off of the phone, we saw that the van did pull up next to her, and man did get out of the van. He grabbed her, and then he threw her into the van. Once the two of them get inside the van, the man, he attempts to kind of like fall on top of her, but she is able to kick him. He does eventually get on top of her, and it looks like he's getting ready to choke her out the same way that Richard was doing Nancy. But she does kind of punch him, she does smack him, and she does kick him off again. So he does fall to the side, and then she tries to kind of crawl away, but there really isn't any way for her to crawl. So he does grab her, put on her back, and he starts slamming her head against the floorboard. And I was like, God damn, bro. Sharon begins to scream because one, she's being kidnapped, of course, but two, this man is slamming her head against the floorboard. So in her mind, she's probably thinking like, oh my God, he's about to kill me. He tells her to calm down, then he gets off of her. So I was like, okay, what is going on here? What is the angle? And so she asks him, like, where are you taking me? He was like, you going on a ride? And she's just like, what do you want from me? He was like, you'll find out once we get to our destination. And so she's just like, what exactly is going on here? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, what did I do? He tells her that he is not going to give her any information until she gives him the information that he needs. And she's like, what are you talking about? He was like, Sharon, please don't play dumb. She was like, I'm not playing dumb. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, can you give me a hint? Can you give me a clue? Like, what exactly are you talking about? He tells her that we are going to get the information out of you one way or the other. And she's like, who is we? And he was like, the people that sent me. Sharon is like, look, I will give you all of the information that you want if you just give me a general idea of what exactly you were looking for. And he's like, Sharon, please do not make this shit difficult. Like, I just want the information. She's like, I don't know what you want. Like, I mean, my name is such and such. Like, what exactly do you want me to say? And so he's like, you know what? Since you do not want to answer, I'm going to beat you. And I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, brother, we just kind of saw you two get into a little tussle. She kind of got the best of you. Yeah, you got her at the end, but she was kind of getting the best of you throughout the entire fight. So I'm not really sure if there will be much of a beating on your side, but go off, bro. Sharon is just like, what did I do? Like, did I do something to you? Did I do something to one of your relatives? Like, what exactly is going on? And he's like, well, you know what? You did not do anything to me, but you know who did do something to me? Your boyfriend, Kareem. And she's like, first of all, Kareem is not my boyfriend. He was like, oh, he's not? She was like, no. And so he pulls his phone out and shows her a video of those two fucking. And she's like, where did you get this video from? He was like, oh, you didn't know Kareem records all of your sex sessions. And she was like, damn. He tells her that if she does not give him any information on Kareem as far as, his location, that he will post a video of those two having sex. And she's just like, listen to me. I do not know where Kareem is. Like, I'm sorry. And so he tells the driver to stop the van. And he says, look, Kareem owes me $400,000. I said, $400,000? You gave that man $400,000? Fuck is wrong with you? And so he's just like, look, he owes me $400,000. Since you are his girlfriend, then I'm going to give you 24 hours to get me $400,000. And she was like, I don't have that kind of money. He said, well, you need to find it because if you don't give it to me in 24 hours, I'm posting a video of you two fucking. And of course, she's just sitting there like, oh my God, I do not know what I'm going to do. He's like, matter of fact, get the fuck out the van. So she gets out of the van and then the van speeds off. In the next scene, we see Isaac, we see Hunter, they are at Jason's door. And so Isaac does knock on the door. And in my mind, I thought that they were going to kind of walk into the room. I thought maybe they would like kind of push a little bit and it would open. And then they would discover that Jason went through a secret door. But Jason surprisingly actually opens the door. Hunter starts asking him general questions, like, how's everything going? Is everything good? And Jason's like, well, everything is okay. Everything is fine, but I am trying to get some sleep. And so Hunter just wanted to emphasize within this conversation that he should not trust Sam as far as with Jason. He's like, listen to me. I do not care what Sam says. I do not care what Sam does. You cannot trust him. You cannot trust him. You cannot trust him. Like he said it about 15 times. So Jason was like, listen, I understand that. I get it, but I just want to get some sleep. I'm tired. And he says, you know what? Fine, get some sleep. But I need you to be alert because I feel like something is going to happen. And in the event that something does happen, I need you to be ready to go. So Jason is just like, okay, fine, but can I please get some sleep? He's like, okay, yes, you can get some sleep, but just remember, you cannot trust Sam. After this, Kane and Donald, they have a conversation on the phone, and it's about Allan. So basically, Kane is letting him know that his intel let him know that Allan's at a bar, and he's having a conversation with a lady named Rachel, who actually works at the White House. So Donald was just like, okay, well, how is it going? He says, well, everything seems to be going fine. And then Donald asks him if he is drunk as far as with Allan. And he's like, well, I wouldn't say that he's drunk, but he's definitely on the verge of being drunk. And Donald asks him how many drinks has he had. And he says he's had about four, so once he gets to maybe like the fifth or the sixth, he should be drunk. So Donald was like, okay, well, you know what to do once he leaves, right? He says yes. He's like, okay, good. And I think it's important to note that while Kane and Donald were having their conversation, Lily was listening, so she was pretending as if she was asleep, but she overheard the entire conversation. And also, I think it's even more important to note that Lily insinuated that she has a gun inside the house, and she stated that she had plans to kill not only her, but to kill him while he is asleep. And so I was just like, Donald, you need to watch out. And so he does actually end up leaving the room because he's just like, okay, she may be serious. In the next scene, we see Max, we see Bobby, they're at a bar, and Max starts asking Bobby about his sex life, which lets me know that Max probably doesn't have one, and so he tries to live vicariously through Bobby, but Bobby's like, listen, I'm not really trying to talk about that right now. Max is just like, okay, fine, whatever. I wanted to talk to you about something else anyways. And so Bobby's like, well, what do you want to talk about? He said, I want to talk about Victoria's father. And Bobby's like, why do you want to talk about him? And he was like, well, I received intel that he's actually ill. Bobby's like, okay, and? And he was like, well, I received this information 3 months ago. Bobby once again says, okay, and? Max is just like, think about it for a second. If he has been sick for 3 months and all of this shit has happened within that time frame, that must mean that somebody else is pulling the strings. Bobby is just like, man, I'm not really sure about all that. And then he was like, and I think it's very important to note that when it comes to his housekeeping staff and staff in general, they have not been there in 3 months. Bobby's like, how do you know this? He was like, because I've been gathering information, fool. Pay attention. And so Bobby's like, I mean, it is weird, but I'm not really sure what you were trying to get at. And so Max was like, well, I think that he may be dead. Bobby's just like, so you're really believing the conspiracy theories right now? He was like, it's not a conspiracy, man. Think about it for a second. Like, come on now, all of this stuff that's been happening, somebody's clearly pulling the strings. And the fact that nobody has seen this man in 3 months, staff has not been there for 3 months, clearly something has happened. I think that he passed away. And so Bobby's like, I mean, what do you want me to do about it? Like, why are you telling me this? He was like, well, I was hoping that you can go and you can verify this information. He was like, I thought that you already verified it. He was like, I mean, I've been getting intel and getting information about it, but I haven't been able to truly verify it. So I hope that you can possibly do it. And so Bobby's like, I'm not really sure. And so he starts begging and begging and begging. So eventually Bobby's like, you know what? Fine. I will check it out and I will let you know. After the two of them finish that conversation, they turn around and they do see Allan with Rachel. And y'all, they're very obvious. Like, they're just looking like real hard. And so Allan, of course, he is so focused on Rachel that he doesn't even see them. And so Bobby and Max, they actually end up leaving. Then we end up going to the perspective of Allan and Rachel. And what I'm going to do when it comes to Allan and Rachel, I'm going to speed it up because I felt like this particular storyline, it kind of dragged it a little too long. So when it comes to those two, they ended up going to the bathroom. They start fucking. While they are fucking, Rachel, she does take out some type of ecstasy pill. She puts it on her tongue, and then she tongue kisses Allan, and then Allan does end up swallowing the pill, so unfortunately he does get drugged. In the next scene, we see Sam. He goes to visit Richard, and y'all, Richard is drunk. Like, he is drinking an entire bottle, so he is definitely drunk. And so the two of them, they do have a conversation, and Richard tells him that he does not feel any kind of remorse for what is happening to Nancy. And he asks Sam, is this normal? Sam does not actually answer the question, but he does say, when it comes to Nancy, he does have plans to visit her. Richard's like, why? He was like, well, I want to try to talk to her to see if she can kind of drop all of this so we can move forward. Richard's just like, I do not want you to do that. He was like, I know. But Richard's like, wait a minute. Are you doing this because you feel guilty? Do you feel remorse? And so Sam was like, listen, you are drunk, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to table this conversation, and then we will have it in the morning when you were sober. Richard's like, okay, cool. And then Sam leaves. And I do want to point out that while Sam and Richard were having their conversation, Kyle was going around the White House looking for Sam. And so I do feel like this is something that is going to come up in the future as far as with Sam not being where he's supposed to be. So I am going to keep an eye on that storyline. In regards to the end of the episode, Rachel, she ended up going home after they fucked in the bathroom. Allan, he is in his car. He is trying his best to get home because remember, she slipped him a pill while they were kissing. And so he is a little woozy. He's a little off, but he is trying his best to get home. And he does actually end up calling Rachel on the phone while he is driving. And so the two of them are talking, and he's telling her how special she is, how great she is, how cool she is, how he had a great time. So that maybe the pill talking, maybe him, maybe a mixture of both. She actually gets turned on by the fact that he said that he had a good time, and also about the fact that he is saying that she is special. So she's like, do you mind if I play with myself while you say this? So this actually kind of distracts him, and he actually drops his phone. And so he leans down and get his phone, and then next thing you know, we see somebody flying against the windshield, and it turns out that he actually hit somebody while he was leaning down trying to get his phone. And I was just like, oh man, this is not good. I want to thank you all for watching the video. Really do appreciate it. So when it comes to this episode, I do not feel like it was as good as the last one. I felt like this was kind of like a filler. Like he kind of had the same pacing as Sisters. And if you watch Sisters, you know that's not really a good thing. I am hoping that the next episode is better. But if you all could, please like, comment, share, subscribe. That would be great. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye.